Ever heard of the keeping up with the Joneses syndrome? It's a classic case of social comparison gone wrong. Take the story of Jane, for instance. Jane lived in a posh neighborhood surrounded by people who drove luxury cars, took exotic vacations, and dined at high-end restaurants. Jane, to fit in, started living beyond her means, racking up credit card debt to keep up appearances. This, my friends, is our first bad financial decision, living beyond your means to keep up with others. Next, we meet John, a young man fresh out of college. John landed a job with a decent salary and thought it was time to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Instead of saving or investing, John spent his entire paycheck on things he didn't really need. And that brings us to the second bad financial decision, not saving or investing early. Now let's talk about Sarah. Sarah had a good job and a stable income, but she had a habit of using credit cards for everything, from groceries to luxury items. She only paid the minimum amount due each month, allowing interest to pile up. This leads us to the third worst financial decision, not paying off debt and allowing interest to accumulate. Our fourth bad financial decision comes from the story of Mark. Mark had a stable job, but he didn't have an emergency fund. When he lost his job unexpectedly, he had no backup plan and ended up in serious financial trouble. This underscores the importance of having an emergency fund. Our fifth example is Bill. Bill was nearing retirement, but he hadn't saved enough. He decided to invest in a risky venture to make quick money. Unfortunately, the venture failed, and Bill lost his savings. This brings us to the fifth worst financial decision, taking on high-risk investments without a safety net. Next we have Lisa, who didn't bother to understand her health insurance policy. When she fell ill, she was left with huge medical bills that her insurance didn't cover. This highlights the sixth worst financial decision, not understanding your insurance policies. The seventh bad financial decision is not having a budget. Tom, for instance, had a decent income but no idea where his money went each month. He ended up spending more than he earned, leading to unnecessary debt. Our eighth bad financial decision is ignoring small expenses. Emma thought her daily coffee habit was harmless, until she calculated the yearly cost and realized it was eating into her savings. The ninth worst financial decision is not planning for retirement. Mike, at the age of 50, realized he hadn't saved enough for his retirement, leaving him in a financial crunch. Finally, the 10th worst financial decision is ignoring financial education. Susan, despite having a good income, struggled with managing her money simply because she didn't understand financial basics. In conclusion, the 10 worst financial decisions are living beyond your means, not saving or investing early, allowing debt to pile up, not having an emergency fund, taking high-risk investments without a safety net, not understanding your insurance policies, not having a budget, ignoring small expenses, not planning for retirement, and ignoring financial education. Avoid these pitfalls and you're on your way to a more secure and prosperous financial future.